Hi everyone, Ale here once again. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for being part of the family. Don't forget to subscribe, please. It lets me know that I can make more videos. I would love to keep making more videos for you guys. In this video, we are going to be talking about suicide prevention. Suicide prevention is a big topic, a lot of information in it. I'm just discussing with you some few of the information that I have, because otherwise it would be a huge long video. I also wanted to share with you the little bit of story life that I have regarding this topic. So if you would like, please stay tuned. In 1 minute we will be talking about this. Thank you. Hello there, and thanks for staying. Okay, our topic, suicide prevention. Suicide prevention. Why suicide prevention? Because September is the month for suicide prevention. I'm also talking about it because I did get to experience a little of what it is to be in that position. Not that I wanted to suicide, it was not my case, but family member of mine, which we will talk about that in a little bit. First of all, I did wanted to share some information through a link, a website that I will be putting the link on the bottom. You guys, I really recommend that you check out this website. It is very informational. It is awesome. It is a way, gives you phone numbers and text messages. I'm sorry, I'm filming in the outsides because it's fall. It's lovely. It's a little bit windy, and I'm sorry about that. My hair's all over the place. But okay, back to the topic. The website, it is very informational. I was checking it out before I'm talking to you guys right now, and it definitely has a lot. It has you can donate money in the website to help others. You can talk to counselors by phone calls, by text messages, by emails in there. There's groups that get together so that children can succeed, and teenagers. That website is just very informational. I do recommend that you check it out, please. I will be putting it down below, so please take a look at it. That is where I have been researching and visiting a lot for these past few months. What leads to suicide? Well, there could be many things, right? But I'm just gonna talk about some of the things. Definitely this website is huge. It has a lot of information, a lot more than what I'm bringing to you right now. Some of the things that bring suicide is stressors in life, health issues, depression, one of the biggest ones, depressions, substance abuse, bullying, physical and emotional abuse within the family, or with friends, or with school. Emotional and physical abuse are definitely the biggest factors that will bring children or grown-ups to think about suicidal thoughts. Definitely, I believe that those are the biggest one. If any kids are being bullied at school, definitely you want to keep in contact, keep good communication with your child, keep asking him, keep communication with the counselors. Keep asking your child, how's he doing at school? How was school today, boys? How was school today? Honey, girl, daughter, whatever you have. You do have to have good communication with your children so that they're able to express to you what they're going through at school, what they're going through with friends. If any girls are bullying them, if any boys are bullying them, there's also could be emotional and physical abuse within the home. Maybe the husband, maybe the mother, maybe the siblings. It is more heard that the parents abuse and neglect their children, which is very wrong. But unfortunately that does happen a lot. It's something that should not happen. I believe that if you are going to be neglectful and hurtful to your children, then you might as well not have children, right? But Definitely a big key factor is within their lives. People that surround your children are the ones who affect your children, whether it's at school, whether it's at home. It could be you, it could be the stepfather, it could be the real father. You just have to really pay attention to your children and see what they're doing at home, well, that time that they are with you, how they act, how they speak to you, and things like that. What are some warning signs for suicide thoughts? That's definitely a lot. That could be a whole lot. But some of them that I wrote down that I have seen myself is definitely the way they talk to you. How do they speak to you? Are they always angry? Is their tone down? Is their tone different than what it was before? Are they less happy? Their behavior, how are they acting towards you? How are they acting towards their siblings? How are they acting towards their friends? You have to pay attention to that as well. Withdrawing from family, like isolation. Are they not wanting to participate in things with your family, with the rest of the family? Are they just stuck in their rooms? Are they just stuck in their own little world? Are they always writing? Are they in their computers all the time, on their phones? They don't want to participate. They don't want to be part of us. That's one of the biggest ones that I saw myself. Isolation is a big factor that you should be paying attention to. Sleeping too much, definitely should be a concern to you. Why is your child sleeping a lot, right? Aggression and fatigue. Aggression is definitely the biggest one, most noticeable one for myself. When I saw that there was a lot of aggression, I couldn't understand why is there a lot of anger building up. What is going on with you? And definitely those are some signs that you should be looking into for the person who you're worried and concerned about. Depressed is another sign of course, of suicidal thoughts. Anxiety, being always anxious, can't stay stable, always moving around, always thinking, always jittery, like constant movements. It's those, all of those things are thoughts, possible suicidal thoughts. All of those movements, all of those signs, you need to pay attention. If they're irritable, if they're always showing anger, if you see them down, if they don't want to talk a lot, if they shutting down on you, normally they speak a lot and they tend to just be down all the time, of course it's going to be a sign, it's going to be a concern from you. That should be a concern from you. Suicide risk factors. These are some factors as to how your child is definitely in a greater danger to think about suicide. Not only your child, whoever you are concerned about. Like I mentioned, it could be anyone, even adults these times. Some health factors are definitely things that will bring you to suicidal thoughts. Bipolar disorders, schizophrenia, anxiety disorders, all of these things are things that need to be medicated, things that need to be focused on and possibly given medication for them so that people don't feel down, people don't have those thoughts, people don't feel lonely, so that they're helping themselves. You help themselves by getting them medicated. Unfortunately, that's something that I had to do myself, and not for myself, but for the person who I loved. And if that's the only way that's gonna bring their little spirit up, if that's the only way that's gonna help them stay positive and stay focused, and we need to do that. Like, sometimes medication is the best thing that we can do for our loved ones. Some environmental factors that can lead also is having too much stress within the house, having too much stress within school, having too much stress at work. Of course, we already know this. Work, school, and home, all of these can bring sexual harassment, can bring bullying, can bring emotional and physical abuse. Unemployment is definitely a big environmental factor that brings you to that. Divorce, physical and emotional abuse. I believe I already said that, but I strongly think that physical and emotional abuse is the biggest one of all, because like I mentioned to you guys, I did have a brief story of what I'm going through. Not easy to talk about, but I do wanted to share with you, because sharing stories with other people is going to help. It's going to help others not go through the same thing. One of my boys, for those of you who don't know, I have 2 boys and a little girl. The little girl, she's 1 year old. The 2 boys are already teenagers. One of my boys is definitely went through suicidal thoughts. I was not paying attention to my child, paying attention to the signs that I gave to you. Some of the signs that he was showing me was isolation, was depression, was feeling down, was not participating with the family, always in his room, always stuck in his computer. And of course, parents get so stuck on so many things: work, housework, child, appointments, all these things that we don't really sometimes don't pay attention to our children's signs. My child was having a lot of suicidal thoughts. He didn't exactly discuss to me what the thoughts were, but he did discuss it to the hospital where he was admitted. He did mention his suicidal thoughts to one of his friends at school, which I do thank God and thank that friend that pretty much tattled on him and went to the counselor at the school, and the friend told the counselor that my kid was having those thoughts. And of course, the counselor pulled my child from class, brought him down. Their concern was huge, because they just take it very seriously. Like, suicidal thoughts is not something to play around with. They brought him down to the office, called me, got me out of work, and said, if you don't come get him in half an hour to an hour, we're sending him in an ambulance to the hospital, because this is very serious. Of course, I left out of work. I went to the school, spoke to the counselors, took my child straight to the hospital, because that's what they recommended me to do. It was a hospital, a behavioral center, where they treat behavioral problems as well as suicidal thoughts and things like that. My child was there admitted for about 7 to 10 days. It was the worst days of my life, because I kept saying to myself, what did I do wrong? I mean, I'm doing everything possible for my children. I'm doing everything for them by myself. They don't have a father. But I failed to think about his past, how he has lived life before, who has influenced him, how he has felt in years before. I failed to see all the signs that he was giving me. It was just so much that I started to realize. I started researching and seeing and thinking to myself, like, well, maybe you should have seen this coming, because your child is stuck in this place for so many days. I can't say when he gets out. They have to tell me, and they're giving him medication to bring his self-esteem up and help him get out of here. I mean, this was the worst days of my life, but I am very, very thankful to this one kid that told on him to the counselor and made something happen and avoided my child from harming himself and doing any of this to himself. And I mean, I just think of it and learn from my experience. I'm like, what would I have done if anything like this would have happened to me? Of course, it's not something I would like to think what would I've done, because I don't want to think about it. I don't. Right now, my child and I are going to counseling services. We are learning how to communicate, himself and me and them. And I think If I didn't listen to him before, I do not want to go through this again. I would not wish this on anyone. And it's time for me to listen to him more than anyone. It's time for me to give them the time and the attention that they need. It's time for me to talk to them and listen to them. That's all they want. They want you to listen. They want you to talk. They want you to be open to them, and they want to know that you are there for them. That they can talk to you, and you will not judge them, not yell at them, but speak to them and say, this is wrong because of this is good. Or maybe be happy because they got a girlfriend, be happy because they're doing great, be happy because they got good grades. Or if they made a mistake, which my kid has made many mistakes in high school, help them, not just put them down. Help them and show them to understand how that was wrong and what could be done right or better. And well, this is my whole video about suicide prevention. My child and I are doing way better. Our communication is doing better. It's not the greatest yet, but I do want to stay positive. And like I said, we are going to counseling. He's got a therapist. He's got a psychiatrist that is also helping him. But we're getting through this. We're getting through this. It's a big ordeal that you should just prevent all this. And look at the website down below. Look at for signs. Look at for moods. Look at for anything. Listen to them, how they react, how they're talking to you, how are they with you? Are they good? Are you seeing some of these things? Are you hearing any of these things that they say that I mentioned to you? Just pay attention. Like I said, pay attention to your children, pay attention to your spouse, to your family members. Don't let this happen to you, because we don't want it to get to the point where we have lost our loved ones and can't do nothing more about it. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please don't forget to subscribe on the little red box down below. I would love for you to subscribe, just so that I know that I would love to make more videos, that you would like to see more videos. I have so many great ideas coming up, so please stay tuned. Thank you once again for watching. I'm gonna wrap it up because I think it's been too long of a video, but I did have a lot of information to share, and I wanted to share my story too, because everyone should hear everyone's story so we all learn, right? Until then, take care. Remember to stay positive thoughts, no matter what, okay? Until then, bye.